It's Valentine's Day and you totally forgot to get something, or need a game to play with your darling. Make sure to check out my first video on good co-op Switch games. This time I'll be including a few multi-system and competitive games as well. Of course, these are just games I've played and deemed good enough to be a fit for playing together. Not like all those mainline Nintendo titles that let you control Cappy or whatever other stupid thing. So first, actually, I'll mention a game that you should not buy if your intention is to play it in co-op. That being A Hat in Time. While a decent game, the Switch port contains local co-op. Unfortunately, it is a shared screen in a 3D platformer, and the camera follows Hat Kid only. So if you're like me and want to buy it specifically to play it with someone, don't. With that out of the way, let's talk about all the sweet games you can get in no particular order. First is Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda. What, I hear you say? That has co-op? Yep, and for whatever reason, they didn't think they needed to include that fact in their marketing whatsoever. I know I would have bought it a lot sooner if they did. Once you've completed a very short tutorial, you can set your player to, which makes the game very convenient as you can revive each other by heading to the nearest Sheikah Stone. It's a very neat Zelda spin-off and is a 2D Zelda for 2. There is a demo now, though I'm not sure if that includes the co-op. Next is Luigi's Mansion 3. You'll need to play a lot longer of the game at nearly an hour, but after that you can spend the entire adventure together with player 2 as Luigi. And you can check out my review on this channel, though one mistake I made was that the second player can retreat, they just have to do it themselves. Plus, you can also compete in the local multiplayer modes or take them to the online Scarescraper mode. Just remember they can't open doors for you. Luigi isn't much of a gentleman. River City Girls is one of the beat-em-ups I got to review last year, and you can check out my review. It definitely makes the game a bit more manageable with a second partner, though sometimes you just can't revive them in time. Another one of those is Castle Crashers. Before you start a game, please press the Y button to log in their profile, as otherwise when you go back to the game, all their characters' levels will be gone. I also made a video review of that. This one might depend on your bishi, but Yoshi's Crafted World has 2-player co-op. Unfortunately, some might find it boring or a hassle, as when you jump on your partner you'll be stuck to their back, plus if you eat the other Yoshi then you'll steal their eggs. Thankfully there is a demo you can try out before you commit, but others may well enjoy the mostly chill adventures of Yoshi and Yoshi. Plus it has little Poochie pups! If you own Wargroove, some new free DLC just dropped. Isn't it good it took me so long to make this? This Double Trouble is a new campaign built for co-op, and you don't need to beat the main story to play it. You work together but control different units, meaning you have to work as a team but have split funds. It adds a few new mechanics and unit types to boot. Super Mario Maker 2 allows co-op building, which isn't great, but you can play any courses you've made or downloaded in local multiplayer, and definitely not get mad when they jump on you or get to the end first, because it's cooperative, and you're not a sore loser at all. You swear. Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope is the original campaign and can be purchased on its own or as part of the treasure trove. This is the only one of those games that can be played in co-op. Sometimes in platformers, co-op can be more of a hindrance, and other times it can be helpful for boss fights. Be aware that they might like to destroy the checkpoints for gold, and if you're not very good at 2D games, unlike me, you won't appreciate that. Heave Ho is a little game that involves throwing yourself around and gripping to get to the goal. The stages are kind of the same in solo and co-op, but are changed, as you'll find playing with one or more that you'll eventually need to cooperate and, lewd warning, hold hands to get through. If you're a couple of hardcore gamers and can get past the dreaded tutorial, then perhaps Cuphead is for you. This gorgeous game lets you play as Cuphead and Mugman in a bid to save your souls. Eventually. You have the added bonus of being able to revive each other. Very rarely. Something I completely forgot about last time is Rocket League. While the standard format isn't 2v2, you can work in a team of that size or larger, or just try to destroy each other in 1v1s. Again, one I don't know why it didn't occur to me is Minecraft. You actually need to turn multiplayer off to play on the same system, but how else would you build an epic monument to your love and have them blow it up because grief has got a grief? This time I'm including some multi-system games. These are ones that require you to have multiple Switches, so if you didn't happen to win one in a giveaway and give it to them for Christmas the other year, I don't know what to tell you. These can also be played online for you e-daters. Eidolon Ex Machina doesn't have a full co-op campaign, but there are multiplayer missions you can do together by opening a room, and you can take it online. Since release there's been a few updates, and now there's a battle mode in case you feel like taking them on, though I'm not sure if the demo has any multiplayer options. Similarly, Monster Hunter Generations required you to actually go through the story yourself, as the story missions are separate from the other missions you can take. But with those, you can just pop in with some wireless or online and have your veteran with their imported 3DS save take on the monster, while you try to remember the controls and boost your hunter rank. Besides, Generations has way more monsters and cooler weapon looks than World. There's also a demo for this. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a bit tricky, unfortunately no split screen like the first. The main thing to keep in mind when playing co-op is that someone may or may not be prone to killing everything, and maybe they ought to listen when a crab says it's a powerful sorcerer. But also, when encountering a fight, if your partner is a bit far out, they mightn't be able to get close enough to help in a fight, so stick near each other. Stardew Valley lets you build a cabin on your existing farm to host other players or start a new one. Plus, with the recent update, there's a new farm layout and you can even separate your expenses, which is great for those jerks that keep fainting in the mines. You can craft a ring to marry each other. Why you would do that when you can marry Shane beats me, but it's an option. Be aware that playing multiplayer means you can't pause the game and need to wait for others to get in bed, but there's nothing stopping you from sharing one either. Now, competitive games mightn't be the best for a day of romance, but I'm not you, so how would I know? Of course, we've got racing games like Mario Kart, Crash Team Racing, Horizon Chase Turbo, and Gensokyo Drift. At least in some games they can carry you through the campaign. Killer Queen Black has the option for both cooperating on the same team together, though there are teams of 4, or competing against each other with bots. You can take the game online or play in local matches with bots to fill out the spaces. They'll just need to go through the tutorial to understand the basics, but otherwise it's pretty fast paced, so you won't get too mad about losing. I hope. The Switch has a plethora of fighting games, something I didn't really think good for Valentine's, but if your partner also never played them, you'll be at an equal playing field. Or if not, you can just kick them when they're winning because they're right there. Of course you've got Smash, Blade Blue Cross Tag Battle, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Lethal League Blaze, I got a review of that, and a lot of older titles through the ACDA Neo Geo line such as Waku Waku 7. Probably one of my favourite competitive games is Duck Game. You've got a burger face, dedicated quack button, and such quick fights so you can't get too mad about losing. Unless you killed yourself. Worms WMD is also pretty good, maybe more for those who've actually played it before, but if they're getting too big for the boots, make them play online and they'll lose any confidence they had. This entry features vehicles and crafting, still single. Well, lucky for you, Dead or Alive Extreme 3 has since released, though you'll need a foreign eShop card or a PlayAsia import. All I can say is it looks a hell of a lot better than on the Vita. And if you're pining for Helena, just play as Marie Rose and she'll instantly become your partner. Duh. That's not all, we've also got an okay game about shooting college girls with happy bullets, while playing as a couple of tiny aliens, including a very perverted one you can put in chocolate underwear. That's Gun Gun Pixies. Of course, there's lots of dating sims. Unfortunately, a lot of the Otome ones are poorly translated. One that isn't, and I've just reviewed, is Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth. That's all for now, and hopefully more 2020 releases include lots of co-op, or I won't have anything for a video next year. Bye! I really need to make another video on Switch Online.